Good day everyone. Today we are going to change the rear lower control arm bushings in my Volkswagen Vanagon. From the research I've done, everyone says you have to take the control arms out and it's a huge job, but you know what? I found a way to actually do it while leaving the control arms in. Now when you're changing the lower control arm bushings right here, this bolt right here, once it's loosened up, you can stick a screwdriver in here, push the control arm up and down, and then adjust the camber. And the one for the toe is on the inside. So we got to make sure when we put the control arm in, we put it in as straight as possible. Now we're still going to need a wheel alignment, but at least let's try to get it in as straight as possible. Now you can see the shape of this bushing, horrible shape. You wouldn't even be able to get a screwdriver in there because the bushing is just expanded. It's all cracked, so we got to change that. And it's the same on both sides. So let's take a look underneath. So I'm underneath the vehicle, and there was the outside one that I just showed you where you can adjust the camber. And here's the inside one where you adjust the toe. Now you're supposed to stick a tool through here, and then there's a couple holes. You can move it around, you can pull this back and forth, and that's how you adjust the toe. So we want to get this in as straight as possible. So we're just going to make some marks here so I can try to line it up as best I can when I put this thing back in. I know I said earlier you don't have to take the control arms out, and you don't, but what you do have to do is just make room because we're gonna drop them down a little bit. Now initially I thought, I should be marking them like this, and you know what, to a point it did help because it let me know that I got them in, fairly straight. But to be honest, I didn't really have to use that. I was able to see where the bolts lined up before, and you'll see that near the end of the video. So enough talking, let's get to this job. Now, first things first, we're not built like apes, so you know what? Let's get ourselves a wrench extender to prevent any injuries so we don't give ourselves a hernia, because these are fairly tight bolts. So you can see I used the wrench there just to loosen off the bolt, and now I can use a ratchet and take it out. And it is a 19 millimeter in case you are wondering. Now, the one thing I'm going to say is the inner bolts with the nuts on the control arms, they were able to come out no problem. Now, the outer bolts, well, let me tell you, those were a different story. You can see here the nut comes off no problem, and I'm not even holding the bolt on the other side, and it is not spinning. So that was my first inkling that something could be wrong, because normally these bolts, you have to hold them on the other side, and this one just, it was fairly tight. But I thought to myself, you know what? Let's use a little bit of penetrating oil and see what happens. I mean, I should be able to break this free, right, everyone? It should just be able to come free. Well, I was wrong. I was naive. I've learned now with these Vanagons, these outer ones, you are going to have to cut them out. I was able to finally turn it. And the problem was the sleeve was frozen right to the bolt, so there was just no way. So I thought, okay, I'll use a torch. Now, normally I don't like using the torch on, suspension components, but I was very careful and really concentrated it right on the sleeve, and you can see there I'm knocking it in and out, and there's just no way, and I didn't want to apply any more heat than that. So as you can see here, the best way to get it out is to cut it out. On this side here, you can see I'm using a Sawzall. There's the blade going through. It's going to let go in just a second. There we go. Now the inside bolts, on the other hand, those actually came out pretty easily. I didn't have any issues and they weren't frozen. And to be honest, I could have reused those bolts, but I chose not to. You'll see the bolts I used later on, but I'm still saving them just in case for the future. So now that we've cut off both sides of the outside bolt, let's knock it out here with a screwdriver, and you can see, there you go. It's just totally frozen to the bolt. So there's no way this was gonna come out, and you can see it had to be cut on both sides. That was the only way to do it. Now, if you're wondering what's the easiest way to get the bushings out, well, the best way is just to make up a little contraption like this. All it is it's a threaded rod. You need 4 nuts, a bunch of washers, and a receiving cup. Now, Go Westy actually sells this tool, or if you want to call it this tool, this sort of makeup of parts. So if you don't want to spend, half a day running to Home Depot 10 times because you forget something each time, then you can go on the Go Westy website and check it out. And you can see here, it actually worked pretty good. There is the old bushing. Now I should take this time to make a little disclaimer. You can see the control arm is well supported with a jack and a block of wood, and the vehicle is lifted at 4 points, so it's straight. That is necessary if you want to do it this way. So we'll talk more about that later when I crawl back under the vehicle. But now, to get the new bushings installed, you can see I'm sort of shrinking them in this tube. And once again, if you buy the Go Westy thing, I'm not promoting it. I just found it was the easiest thing to do. I don't get a discount. I'm not an affiliate, nothing like that. You can, like I said, you can go on their site. But I did find it was the easiest thing to do. So this shrinks the bushing down. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to use some soap and water solution. And then what we're going to do is we are going to press it into the control arm just like this. And obviously we need a receiving cup. The reason we need a receiving cup on the other side is if we just put a washer flat to the other side of the control arm, well, the bushing's going to get stuck there and it's not going to be able to go all the way through. Now, you don't want to push it all the way through and back out into the other side, into the receiving cup, because then what you've basically done is just push the bushing right through, and you want to center it. So I used a little tool here from just one of my air tools. You can stick a screwdriver in there, whatever you wish, just to sort of get a good gauge on how deep it is. And then once you take off the receiving cup here, you can see here, I'll take everything off, just give it a little pull here. There we go, it pops right off. And there is the front part of our bushing, and we have the other part on the other side. Now, I did notice throughout this job, you have to center it. So that means setting up the tool backwards on the other side. And the reason for this is you really have to push it through quite a bit to have the bushing pop through. You can see there, it's not fully popped through. The lips or the edges of the bushing, whatever you want to call it, they are not through. So I really had to sort of push it a little bit sort of too much just to let the other side pop out. And there you see it's popped out. But now the initial side where I was pushing is in too much. So I just have to set it up in reverse to center it and push it back out. And you can see right there, I'll throw up an arrow. It's becoming more and more flush and I am centering it. So now the bushing is properly centered and this one's ready to go. So let's crawl underneath the vehicle and take a look at the other one, because that's sort of the more difficult one to do. There's a lot of room for the outside ones, but for the inside ones, well, it's a bit of a different story. Now here you can see I have a ratcheting mechanism. I have it attached to the lower control arm and it's attached to the frame of the vehicle. So when you drop it down, you're going to use that ratcheting mechanism to make sure the control arm doesn't push to the rear of the vehicle, because that's the way the spring is going to want to push it. Here you can see I was able to pull it down enough without disconnecting the brake hoses or anything. But be aware, the rod is going to get really close to the brake line. I'm going to throw up an arrow right here. You can see as I'm removing the bushing, you can see the rod there. It's getting very close. Now, I was able to get the bushing out successfully, but just depending on how you have your tool set up, this is just something to watch. So let's pull it off right here and you can see there's the old bushing. Perfect, we got it out. But now to install the new bushing, well, that's another story. Take a look at the rod here and you can see how close it's getting. I wasn't able to do it on one pass. So what did I do? Well, I had to get creative and set up the tool's receiving cup and consistently adjust for how much the bushing was getting pushed through. So that was the only thing I found doing the inner ones underneath. And then obviously you can see here, I'm centering it. That's not a big deal, but just keep in mind, you're going to have to constantly adjust the tool. That's the only way around it. I couldn't find another way around it. Now, for those that think there's a whole lot of force on the lower control arm, there really isn't. Look, I'm moving it here and it's just basically balancing on that block of wood. So as long as you have your ratcheting strap, okay, you are good to go, and obviously pay close attention to the video. You can see how I have it jacked up. All right, so let's line it up and get that bolt in. And I'm still here. I'm just letting you watch the video for a second. You can see there, I'm adjusting it with the ratcheting strap. That's very important to pull it into position. I'm actually using a screwdriver right here, and that's going to help line up the hole there for the bushing, and I will be able to get the bolt right through. And there you go. You can see it's almost through, and I should be able to pop it through with just a couple pushes, and there you go. You can see it is popped through, and nut and washer on. We are good to go. Now, let's do the outside one. This one here is quite easy as well. So I'm just going to crawl around the vehicle here. Unfortunately, you can't really see me just because the camera angle, but this one is really easy to push through because you can actually just grab the rear tire and pull it forward. And there are the torque specs. 74 foot-pounds or 100 Newton meters are what they should be torqued at. Time to remove the straps, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the bench and talk about why we're not supposed to torque the bolts down right now. Now, it's important to torque the bolts when your vehicle is level, because on these type of bushings that I'm using on the rear, you can see the steel's actually bonded to the rubber. So if we torque it, say like this, when the control arm is hanging down and we tighten it up like this, what's going to happen is once the vehicle goes level and the control arm moves like this, it is going to twist this rubber because this doesn't move inside the control arm. So a good rule of thumb is to tighten these up when your vehicle is on the ground level. So I'm all done with the tool that I was able to get from Go Westy. At the end, I started getting a little lazy and I started using my little electric impact. And you start destroying washers very quickly if you use your electric impact. So just make sure you have extra washers, and even the nuts, it's not so good. So if you can do it by hand, I know it's a bit of a workout, it's better, but anyway, just wanted to say that. There's the old bushings. Now, In terms of bolts, I have 2 reusable bolts, but I thought, what the heck, I probably shouldn't reuse them. So I was able to actually get VW bolts, and there is the part number. Now, the original bolt was discontinued. However, these ones are pretty much identical. The only difference is they are 5 millimeters longer. Same thread pitch, same everything, VW, same grade. Unfortunately, everybody, I have to reuse the nuts and the washers. So what I did is I just took them to the wire wheel, just cleaned them all up really, really good. I couldn't get class 10 nuts quick enough. So, but they're good enough. They're not stripped or anything like that. I use a thread chaser, you know, just cleaned them up. So if you have any questions, please leave them below. I'd like to hear from you. Other than that, that's it for the video this week. And full disclaimer, if you do not feel comfortable doing a job like this, please do not do this on your own. Take it to a mechanic because you can get injured. I was able to find a way to do the lower control arm bushings without actually removing the control arms, but it involved jacking up the vehicle, and you have to ensure that you do it in a very safe manner. So take care, and I'll see you all next week.